If money does not make you happy, what then makes you happy? A lot of billionaires and really rich people have been saying that, oh, money doesn't really make you happy. And some people, lots of people who are poor don't believe them. And the truth is, I was in that category not too long ago when I just kept telling myself, if only I could make a little bit more money, if only I could have a bit more money, I'll be happy, I'll be comfortable, and the truth is, no matter how you say it to someone who is poor, they will never understand it because it does not make sense. It doesn't make sense that money doesn't make happy. It's a fallacy. It's like a lie. Money does make happy. Money does make happy when you have a bit of money in your pocket, and then you are able to afford the things that you normally not afford. It's a different kind of feeling, and I can tell you that because I've been there. I've been very broke in my life, very broke, homeless broke. And there are different levels of being broke. One thing is to be broke in New York City or in America. Another thing is to be broke in Nigeria, in Lagos, or to be broke in Cameroon. It's a different level of being broke. You can be broke in a particular type of city and then there's still power supply and you can still get hot water to take your bath, and you can, there are a few, you can still take, a train ride, or a bus, right? But being broke in an African nation or in a third world nation, maybe somewhere in South America, it's a different level, or somewhere in the Caribbean, it's a different level, but when I started being able to afford a few things, it did really make me happy. It's a different type of feeling. You feel alive when you are able to buy a cloth for yourself, or walk into a restaurant and eat food, or know that there's supply. What you're thinking about is not the food you will eat. I still remember clearly not being able to afford food to eat. I still remember many of the experiences I had. So when wealthy people say money doesn't really make you happy, it sounds like a cliche. It sounds odd, off, awkward. It doesn't really sound right. Because money doesn't really make you happy. Having money makes you happy. You are able to afford things, do what you want to do, travel around the world, and see life from a different perspective. And the truth is that having money in your pocket is one thing, being wealthy is another thing. Because the thing about money coming into your life is that money is a currency, it flows. Meaning it can be here one moment and it's not here again. So that having money brings you into another level of worry, another level of experience, or another level of life, where you now have to start thinking about how to sustain that happiness that you now have. Now that is where the problem comes. Because the truth is, money makes you happy in the initial days and stages and times when you begin to make it. It really does make you happy. The truth is, money makes happy. Money makes happy, right? But beyond happiness, there's something called joy and peace. You see these two things, joy and peace. Now that is what the rich people are talking about. Joy and peace. Because when you begin to make money, what happens is that your tastes begin to increase. So now you don't want to wear second-hand clothes again. You want to wear new ones because you now see how new ones feel. You know, because the thing about money is that when you don't have it, right, you are being enticed by a ton of things that you would really want to have. You know, you really want to buy a car, you really want to buy this new shoe, you want to travel, you want to go to school. You know, there's all these things that every other person has that you don't have. So there's all these other things that you don't have that you would want to have when you make money or when you get money. So, and your hope is that those things would finally make you happy, right? And when you now get money, you go buy those things. You rent your house in a better part of town. You even probably, depending on how much money you make, because money is in levels. money is in levels. But when you begin to make money, the thing about money, when you begin to make it, is that it's insatiable. There is no limit to how much money you want, because every additional zero that comes into your net worth is the lower version or the lower level of another person. What I mean is that every additional zero that you come up to is chicken change for someone else somewhere. And the thing about life is that life has been tailored to literally create some sort of levels and caste system, you know, where there are certain things you can't afford until you come into a certain level of prosperity or wealth or money. Then you can begin to afford them. So the truth is, money does make happy, but money doesn't give joy, because joy comes from a deeper place. Joy comes from a place of contentment. Joy comes from a place of peace. Now that's what money doesn't give. Money does not give joy. Money gives happiness. You'll be happy. You'll be able to talk to that girl or that, you know, that man, young man that you've always wanted. You know, you'd be able to afford something. So money is going to make you happy. But money doesn't give joy. Joy comes from a deeper place, a place where you have found purpose, a place where you have found the meaning of life and what matters. Joy comes from a place of fulfillment, where you feel that you are doing something to make life better for yourself or the people around you. You know, giving money out to people is, or giving things to people or really helping people, is such a interesting phenomenon, because when you do it, when you are able to help someone solve their problem or add value to their life, make them happy, you know, just do something for them, there is a feeling that comes with it. And most times it's a feeling that you can't even express. And that's a different level. That's a different dimension of wealth, of prosperity. Thank you for listening to me. My name is Perry Martins. You can follow me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter at I am Perry Martins, at I am Perry Martins. Like, share, and comment. Let's engage in meaningful conversations around these things. Have a great day.